You gotta start somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all gotta start somewhere. So here we go again, right?
Mm-hmm. After how long? 7, 8 months.
Well, according to YouTube, it's been about 7 months.
Mm.
So it was probably almost about 8 months since we've been in front of a camera together. That is, I've made like videos. I make videos anyway, but
Yeah.
you do like stuff with your business and stuff. But it's been 7 months since we have, made a YouTube video together.
Yeah.
And people have been asking. A lot of people actually,
Mm-hmm.
social media. We even ran into somebody in public.
That was like in August or sometime.
Yeah, we were going to get some smoothie. Yeah, we are getting a smoothie, and we ran into somebody who was like, "Hey, when are you guys going to start doing your podcast again?" There were people that were actually interested in what it is you have to say, and we were like, "Wow, there's actually people who
Watches everything. Watches you.
yeah, this is the thing, you never know who is paying attention." And something I learned a long time ago was just because people don't say it doesn't mean they're not, analyzing. It doesn't mean they're not paying attention.
Yeah.
And I remember I used to post a lot on Facebook like years ago, and this guy inboxed me and said, I don't ever comment on any of your stuff, but I just want you to know, I see it. Keep doing it. It inspires me. And I'm like, cool, I'll keep doing that. And then it recently happened a few months back at the gym when somebody was like, I like the content that you put on Facebook, with the reels and
Yeah.
stuff,
And you never know. You see people out and about, and you never know if they're watching you all the time.
yeah, So you may have like a little miniature fan base
Mm-hmm.
and not even realize it. And that's why I always tell people, just be consistent, which is what we haven't done with this because we've only made how many episodes?
At 3,
3 episodes,
I think it was.
just three, and then that was like, let's go down memory lane for a little bit and just kind of talk about, the last 7 months, what we've been up to, what's happened in our lives. The time that we were supposed to record that fourth episode, I think you actually like came down with something,
I got
right?
a little cold or something like that because I was coughing. I didn't want to cough on video while we were recording, so I was like, well, okay, we will do it this month, this week, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you know how things happen, that didn't happen. So it always be on my mind, I was like, let's get back into podcast, but then something comes up and everything. We just had a busy summer, and that's about it. So we both did it in September, like a fall premiere. That didn't happen. I don't know, I can't remember. We just didn't give it nothing set up. So.
Life.
Yeah, basically.
Life. If you notice, the setup is a lot different now. We were doing this in our living room at
Mm-hmm.
first with with the mics that we hold, and if you hold it too far away, you sound like you're
The cheap mics.
yeah, yeah. Hey, look,
I was like, well, why don't you just do it like almost like kind of professional? With
yeah,
this expensive mic that we got, you might as well use whatever, make it look somewhat professional.
yeah.
So instead of us sitting in the living room with a white background.
So we're actually like in my setup area. Um, I usually do my live streams in here. Whether it be YouTube or when I was streaming over on Twitch, which I'm no longer doing right now. We'll probably talk about that in like another episode or something. Not in this particular episode, but we wanted to bring some good quality over to YouTube and to just and use the stuff that we bought over the last 3 years.
Yeah, so these things were not cheap. So you might as well use it for something.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what we're doing right now. So with episode 4. Um, so let's backtrack. So when we did this back in the spring, the kids were actually still in school, getting ready to to get out for summer vacation. And I think we briefly talked about us working, really hard with the kids as far as like their academics and things of that nature. So in this, I guess we can just tell everybody the news as far as what we've accomplished with them. So our all of the kids actually have been promoted, right, to the next grade. So of course that's what we were hoping for and praying for and actually working towards as well. And it was like a sigh of relief.
Yeah. I mean, nothing to worry about. I mean, kids gonna go to this right either way, even if they struggle or not. So that's how I see it. So yeah. So we just been working with them the whole summer, getting them ready for school, and that still never stops. So we still doing it now. So
Yeah, that academics is just something that you can't take your foot off of the gas with the academics. You have to keep consistent with it, and despite having busy lives and working and doing other things, you still have to be a parent, and you can't just leave it up to the teachers. And I think that's where a lot of parents mess up at. They just solely depend on the teacher to be able to do
because teachers had 20 plus kids
everything.
in each classroom, so they're not going to focus on one kid.
Exactly. So, parents, we're not trying to like tell people what to do or anything, but it is our job to supplement as well, what the teachers do in school, at home. Teachers give you instructions as far as how you can work with your kids and whatnot. And we do that. We do. And all throughout the summer as well. And it paid off. And they were doing work over the summer too. So there was that. I know that being hyper focused on academics makes you pull away from other things as well, like not as many podcasts, not as many videos. You think that you just don't have the time to do it. At least you believe you don't have the time to do it. Or maybe you just decide that you want to use your time differently in a bit of a different manner to do something more productive, like giving it to the kids. Also, why don't you tell everybody about your accomplishment over the summer?
Well, nothing.
Oh, yes, it has.
Like what? Not for me. It only happened in August, so that was like towards the end of the summer.
No, let's go back to June. What happened in June?
Oh yeah, I graduated.
Yeah, how'd you forget that?
I ain't know you be talking about that.
We talk about everything. 7 months is half a year. It's half a year, folks. We ain't just been sitting doing nothing. It's been half a year. It's time to dig a little bit. So let's talk about that. Let's tell everybody about that experience for you.
I mean, I graduated. I took a class for the whole for 9 months at church that we go to.
Yeah.
And I graduated back in early June. So yeah, I did that. So I'm gonna do year 2, but I think I'm just gonna take a year off, and I might go back and take year 2 again next year, maybe. We'll see how that goes from now to then. So
into the mic.
I am
not the air. She's talking into the air.
I'm talking to the mic. But we did, so that's what happened to me. I had a birthday and didn't really do much, but just went out to eat. So yeah, sometimes I take a trip for around the birthday time, but
you did.
That was late.
We took 2 trips this summer.
But the first trip wasn't like actually a family trip, like we normally do. It was like a weekend trip. So we did that. We went to Mississippi. What was it? Mid-June. Then a month later, we had one of our youngest birthdays was the end of June, and he turned 8. And what happened? Yeah, at the end of July. Was it the end of July? We went to Atlanta for about a few days. We had fun. We walked up some mountain. We hiked up a trail with a waterfall. So we did all that in one day. Hike up a mountain and a trail walk one day. So yeah, we enjoyed ourselves. Went to, what we went to? the Coca-Cola Museum.
Hmm.
We went shopping. We went out to eat. Was that the only attraction we went to?
I know we went to an arcade.
Oh yeah.
As well, we got to do that every time we go to Atlanta because
Of
we don't
course.
have any arcades here. So I try to take advantage of that while I can, in the environment. Because we don't have that.
We don't
We
have
just don't have.
not the way they have it. So I mean, unless you want to call it Dave and Buster's, but we have to drive 2.5 hours to go. But
Yeah,
we don't have arcades here, so
yeah, yeah. That was like July.
end of July.
But to kind of back up a little bit, she said we went to Mississippi, but she didn't tell you why we went to Mississippi. She kind of just hopped over that. So we went to a wedding of a really good friend of mine, and we got invited to go. It was a little private ceremony. It was nice. It was real good. There was a couple of attractions that we went to over there too. Like we went to like a dinosaur. What was it, like an exhibit or it was something?
Something like a exhibit museum.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because the boys they just love
It was a last minute
dinosaurs.
thing because we didn't know what was there, so we was like, let's just. As we was going to the hotel, that's when you saw the park over there off the interstate.
Yeah, I just looked over to the right. I'm like, hey, what's that? And I just saw like these dinosaurs, and I'm like,
Dinosaurs, they had a big old park, but it was hot.
yeah. Oh, so yeah, man. We thought that Florida was hot. Mississippi feels like it's next to the equator.
Mm.
It was so hot out there,
It was
man.
different kind of hot.
It was a different hot. It was really, really hot, and like we're used to heat, but it was uncomfortably hot.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about the heat all summer, how it's been terrible. I feel like it's been the hottest summer of the year, honestly.
Like, okay, so the whole month of August, it was hot. Like every day,
Yeah.
it was heat wave every day.
Yeah. Heat advisory, dangerous temperatures. Don't go outside if you don't have to.
Yeah. But in June, up there, it was super hot though.
Yeah.
I was surprised like that in June.
Yes. It was really hot. And of course, like you said, we went to Atlanta in July, did all of that stuff, and it wasn't as hot over there. It was okay. It was okay. It was decent. And I overall, we had a good summer. We did. We had a really nice summer. Just blessed. Honestly, there's really no other word I could use other than that word. Just blessed to be able to go to these places and just explore and make memories, which is really the biggest thing that we strive to do anyway. Is we're trying to give our kids a good experience.
Yeah.
In their childhood. We're not rich at all, like nowhere near it.
No.
We make the best of what we got. We try to live as modest as possible. We're not materialistic, and we just really, really just focus on them. Now we focus on us, but we focus on them.
Yeah.
Because they're only your children are only like small for a short period of time in life, and then they grow up, and then they're grown and they kind of want to do their own thing. So
That's how it is when you have kids.
yeah, so we just kind of wanted to make sure that we're doing what we can, just to give them something to look back on, when they're much older, and then of course pass that on to their kids one day, our grandkids, which we often talk about a lot. We don't have any grandkids, probably don't expect any. I can't even tell you when, but far down the line, really, really far down the line. But we're ready for it when it does occur, for sure.
Yeah.
So that was our summer. Again, it was nice. And school start back up back in August. And we are like, August, October, September. I know, like 3 months in.
Yeah.
Or 3 months into the school year, and the boys are doing.
Oh, we know we in 3 months.
3 months, yeah. Academically, the boys are doing better, I would say, than the previous year. Our youngest, we're still working, because I think we shared this on a previous podcast maybe. But we're still working really, really close with him because some kids they just need a little bit more attention than others, and we understand that. It's taking all of us, like me, you, his brothers, to be able to encourage him and just keep him focused and on task, because that's what family does at the end of the day. Because we want to see all of them succeed. So, so far over the last couple of months, we've been in, I guess, just work mode.
That's all we have to do. I mean, work mode. That's why we haven't done any podcast, because we're so busy with work.
Yeah.
And then kids and everything else. So.
Yes.
Work been busy for you. It's been busy for me, but it kind of slowed down a little bit. But I feel like it's gonna pick back up because holiday season is coming. So.
Yeah.
So it will pick up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I know I've been very busy. And again, I can't thank anybody but God, of course, for giving me the opportunity to do, what I love to do, and to be able to help people and to do it in a manner to where I can take care of, my family, of course. I often tell people, like, don't forget to, like, make time for yourself. And, we work hard, of course, but, don't forget to make time for yourself to do things for yourself as well. And I kind of struggle with that a little bit, because it's like every moment that I get, I'm like, well, I could be working, or I could be doing this, or I could be doing that. Because the world is scary. It's a lot of people in, like, some bad situations right now. Like, they're in financial crisis, or some people can't pay their rent, some people can't pay their bills.
Yeah.
They're borrowing money. They got eviction notices. They're in a lot of trouble right now. And I think that that's always in the back of, like, most people's minds. Like, I don't want to be in that situation, so I gotta work. I have to do this and I have to do that to keep myself above water. I'm thinking about that Good Time song.
Oh, yeah.
Keeping your head above water, making a way when you can, temporary layoffs. I'm just saying. I had to do it. I'm sorry. That's not even funny, man. That's a terrible situation.
That's how it was back then.
Why did they put that in the theme song? But they were singing about it, though. I mean, it's just real life stuff.
Yeah, that's just real life stuff.
Chicago
just
life in the
show.
70s.
Yep.
Yeah. But anyway, see, I do stuff like that and lose my train of thought. Anyway, like I said, everyone's working hard, and we're no different, of course. And you're doing your thing, and so am I. We're coupling that with still trying to be good parents too. It's a lot of work, and maintaining a healthy marriage, really, really healthy marriage.
Yeah.
And I had a thought not long ago. I think I told you. I think I did tell you. Maybe I did, or maybe I was talking to somebody else. I'm not sure. But a lot of people often come to me for advice, and I used to sit here and wonder, like, why are people always asking me for advice? Like, why do people come to me? Like, what about me? What's written on my face to make you think I got it all together? You know what I mean?
Because people watch what you do and how you talk. That's why people come to you for advice. Because they think that you can help them out with their situation.
It dawned on me when I was in the car one day. I said, why don't you take a look at your own life, and then maybe you'll get the answer to that question. And okay, so I did. So they look at, you're married, seems like you and your wife are happy, seems like you're doing well, you got kids, seems like your children are well behaved, they're considerate, and our kids, we're not those type of people that would just be like, our kids are the best kids in the world, but they really are well behaved.
Yeah.
And they're teachers, no matter where they are, whether it's at church or whether it's at school, they all say the same thing. Like, your kids are just so well behaved. And a lot of that has to do with the environment that they live in.
Yeah.
You know, we're not perfect, but we try to keep it as, you know, as peaceful as possible, because that where there's peace, you can think clear, you can learn, you can absorb, and then that eventually manifests through their actions.
Yeah.
When they go out. If you know, if a child is around a bunch of screaming and yelling and arguing and hitting and stuff, guess what they're going to do when they go to school?
They're gonna do that. Be misbehaved.
They're going to misbehave. They're going to be bullies and stuff. A lot of kids don't know what it feels like to be loved on, and that's sad.
Yeah.
You know, we feel for those families, of course. But I say this, you know, when you make the decision to have a family, you gotta, that comes along with it. You gotta take responsibility for that. You gotta own up to that, because you create them. You have to maintain it. You have to be responsible. So again, you know, I look at all of that and I just wonder, like, wow, I guess I can understand why people kind of look at us as, you know, they say, oh, these are couple goals,
That's what
you know,
they say,
goals.
right?
I'm like, goals? Like, what? And then we got to sit back and wonder, like, well, you know, we're not super young anymore.
No. Yeah, we have to think about that.
Yeah, I mean, we were what, 18 and 19 when we met, and we are, well, I'll be 38 in a couple of weeks,
Next
and
weekend. We're not in 2 weekends.
yeah, and you are
39.
39, so yeah, she's older than me.
Yeah.
In case you didn't know. So we're getting up closer to the 40 club, the grown folks.
As they say.
They're the grown folks age group. And I talked to my pastor and you about the fact that when you get to around about between 35 and 40, I personally think that is like the perfect age for displaying influence. Because it's like you're not too old to where people would be like, you're old, what do you know? And you know what I'm saying? You just outdated, and you're not too young to where people wouldn't listen to you. Like, oh, you have no life experience. You still stay with your parents. You never even had a bill. You know, we're like right down the middle to where there are going to be people who come to you for advice. And I'm like, okay.
It's always going to be like that.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? We need to get back to work when it comes to these podcasts here and the content and stuff that we choose to make, because being two people who've been together for nearly 20 years, I feel like we got a lot that we can share with other people out there, younger couples.
Yeah.
You know, what do you think about that?
That's how I feel about it. Because, you know, younger couples look up to couples our age and older, you know. For somebody that's been together for a long time, because we only been together for 20 years, coming up March. So that's a long time. And then that's why people be looking up towards us. They're like, well, what's, you know, always want advice.
Like, what's the
secret?
Yeah. What's the secret?
Yeah, so,
what did you do?
I mean, it's not, I mean, you know, just because we've been together this long, it ain't perfect. You know, we always have our ups and downs, happy days, sad days, angry days, all the kinds of days. So we managed to make it through throughout the days. So
that type of stuff doesn't stop. Like, it's never going to be perfect. It just can't. Like, nothing in life is perfect. And that goes for, like, how the moods are in your relationship as well. Like you said, you're going to have days where you're angry or sad or just feeling petty or whatever. But with us, it never lasts for more than, like, a day or even half of that until we just...
You can be petty and then it lasts maybe about 30 minutes to an hour, and that's it.
And
later on, act like it never happened.
It just goes away.
Yeah.
You know, and
it changes the mood, especially like if you have a bad day or frustrating day, it changes the mood around. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, and we try to, like, if we've had a rough day, we try to not project that at home.
Yeah.
Because some days, most days are okay. But, sometimes you just might not have a good day. And we try not to bring that home because we don't want to disturb the peace and the vibe that we got going on at home. Because, like I said, we're constantly thinking about the kids.
Yeah.
And our kids are at an age where they look at everything that we do and everything that we say. And
They do.
what they're doing is they're putting bits and pieces of who they want to be when they're an adult. This is how they do this. This is talking about how the kids look at us. This is how mom does things. This is how dad does things. This is how mom and dad do things together.
Yeah.
This is how mom handles this. This is how mom handles that. This is how dad responds. That's how mom responds. They're looking at everything that we do, and that's what kids do. They absorb.
Yeah.
And they take those attributes and they put together their personality, and then they go out into the world with that. So this is why it's like so important to just watch what you say
That's it.
around your kids and watch what you do around your children, because it matters.
Yeah.
It really does matter. And I wish people would understand, stop cussing around your kids. Stop listening to bad music.
Yeah, because they will follow right there.
Yeah, and then you wonder, why my kids act like this? Like, what's going on? And I'm like, well, look at what you exposed them to. Exposure, like, it matters. Like, people think, like, when you're a kid, you're at your most vulnerable, and the absorption rate is very high because they're immature. Literally, they're immature. Like, their minds are not fully developed.
Yeah.
See, adults are who they are because of what they've been through and what they've experienced as a kid. Like, you don't start teaching an adult how to be an adult as an adult. You start teaching them how to be an adult throughout their childhood, their teenage years. You start teaching them things that they need to know as time goes on.
Yeah.
You don't wait until they're 30. Like, this is how you pay your bills. This is how you
No,
talk.
don't wait till they move out and say something.
Yeah, and that's another thing I touched on not long ago on Facebook. That people with this mindset of kicking their kids out at the age of 18, like, I think it's just ridiculous. Like, they're 18 years old. They're not ready for the world.
No, you gotta train them. I feel like once they start getting to a certain age, then, like, train them and talk to them and, let them know what's going on. So you don't want to send them out the world at 18 and they don't have no clue where to start. So.
Yeah, unless you want them to come back home.
That will happen to some people.
That's what happens. Like, don't get me wrong. I know everybody's situation is different. Some people come back home because they may have just fallen on hard times. But a lot of people come back home because they probably weren't taught how to stand on their own 2 feet.
Yeah.
They probably weren't taught how to handle certain situations.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm going to go back home to mom and dad because this is too much for me. And, for us, like, we left home and we've been on our own and we've never turned back. We 100%, we depend on God.
Yeah.
100%, for everything, to provide, to give us wisdom and just everything that we need to keep going forward. Like, for me, when I left home, I was like, I'm never turning around. I don't want to go backwards. I want to keep moving forward, especially somebody with a family. You want to keep moving forward. You know what I'm saying? And again, like, sometimes things happen with certain people and, you can't help it. And it is a good thing to have somewhere to go if you have to, if need be.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we are always trying to keep our environment positive and healthy and safe and stuff. So, just to kind of get back on to where I was saying about, us, being together for so long, there's a lot of people who could use the wisdom that we have, because there's a lot of people who don't, believe it or not, they don't know how to be in a relationship. They don't know. Like, they just be with somebody just to be with them, but they don't know how it works.
Yeah.
And that comes with experience. That comes with the challenge. You can't run away every time you get into like a disagreement or whatever. So there's a lot of things that, you know, I at least, I'm pretty sure you do too, you know, want to share, you know, with everybody out there, you know, the content that we got coming forward. And I can promise, I don't promise a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
but I can promise that, you know, we are here to stay, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we can manage to do it like once a week, videos here and there, you know. And we're busy, but not that busy that we can't do this, you know, videos. So yeah, I mean, we started something, might well continue to do it, right?
It's
Talk
all,
about different topics and stuff. So
it's all about scheduling, you know. Just put yourself on the schedule, and you know, you shouldn't have a problem doing it. You know, I recently let go of live streaming over on Twitch because it just, you know, it took up some time that I could be using for other things like this, and you know, time with you and the kids. What, you know, something just popped in my head, so, and I almost forgot to mention it. Like, we recently started studying, you know, studying the Bible together. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, what, you just not studying the Bible? Like, you go to church. Yeah, we go to church and all of that, you know, involved with small groups. But
yeah,
I often tell people, like, well, you know, you can go to church all you want. You can sing and do all that, but if you're not reading the Bible for yourself, it's kind of pointless, because everything that we learn in church is supposed to direct us towards, you know, reading the Bible. And we've been doing some Bible studies together, me and you, and I feel like it's been very effective.
yeah.
We went through the book of Philippians. We completed that book. Right now we're in Romans, which we're gonna read today.
Today.
Yeah, Romans 2. We're like going back and forth between Romans and Psalms. So, because I kind of wanted to mix that up a little bit, because the book of Romans is so long, it's probably going to take us like forever to finish it, because we're not rushing it, you know. So there may be some times that I do maybe a live Bible study. You know, maybe just sit right here with the scriptures and we go through it with everybody. Because we got to remember, the basis of this channel is to build up and encourage younger couples, middle-aged couples, older couples, you know, not just with the physical aspect of a relationship, but the spiritual too.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we need that. Everybody needs that. You're not going to get far without God. And you can try, but life will be very, very difficult if you try to do this, you know, on your own power. It's not possible. Trust me.
Nope.
It's very, very difficult. Is there anything else, you know, you want to share with anybody? Because I know that we said we were going to try to keep the podcast at about 30 minutes. You know, just because,
Yeah.
you know, we don't want to sit here
longer.
for an hour or so.
Yeah.
You know, I know everybody's
30 minutes to 45 minutes.
got things to do, and you don't want to sit up here watching this, and you don't even really have to watch it. I mean, you can be listening to it. We're not doing anything but just sitting in one place. So I'm not doing backflips, and you're not doing push-ups or nothing. So
I had an idea, like, what if we just put, like, the audio sound on Spotify podcast? So you can do that?
yeah,
I thought about that.
Yeah.
So some people, you know, probably don't want to go on YouTube, but it has Spotify, and then just load it on there. I gotta try and figure out how to do it.
oh, well, it's not hard. You know, you just would extract
Yeah.
the audio from the video, and you would save it, and then just upload it to whatever platform. I know I use Podcasters, which was formerly known as Anchor. And Podcasters, it puts your podcast on like Apple, Spotify, everywhere, pretty much, for the most part. So we definitely can do that for those of you out there who listen to podcasts, because this is gonna go on YouTube.
Yeah.
But we definitely can can extract it and put it somewhere else too.
Yeah, somewhere.
So you can listen to it in the car
Mm-hmm.
or while you work, or maybe you're doing cardio or something. Assuming you work out. Hopefully you do.
Yeah. Another thing, like, all right, so I know we post everything on Instagram, but I might just try and create a Facebook group or something for people that don't have Instagram. So, get updates on when next to watch the next video. So, be on the lookout for that. So,
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, folks, we just got really, really, really busy back in the spring, and we just put this down. But we're at a point right now where we felt like the time was right, and we just felt led to come back and do it. And here we are. So again, you can expect at least one episode per week from here on out.
yeah.
And I know the holidays are coming, but we're still gonna keep it consistent.
Yeah.
Like regardless of the holidays, there's no reason that we can't do that.
Yeah, we can manage to do it.
Yeah. So in closing, once again, we really appreciate everybody for encouraging us to do this, to bring this back up again, and we really, really. I feel like we really do know a lot to share with people,
Yeah.
And what good is knowledge if you're not sharing it with other people? You're just holding it to yourself. It's not helping anybody. It's not doing anything. It's just there. And I want to live a purposeful life, knowing that I'm doing something for other people and serving other people in one way, shape, or form. So, and people need advice.
Yeah.
People need inspiration. Why do you think so many people spend so much time on social media? Because they're looking for
looking for stuff.
Looking for stuff. They're looking for something. And some people are looking for entertainment. Some people are looking for advice. Some people are looking for inspiration. Some people they're just looking for things.
Yeah.
And I know that the current state of the world right now is a lot of people that's just not in the best headspace. So they're searching and searching and searching. So, but yeah, we don't want to say too much. We got a lot that we're gonna cover. A whole lot to cover in future episodes, of course. So you can expect uploads every Sunday. I know we were uploading on Mondays.
Yeah.
But I think that we're gonna go ahead and just do it on a Sunday.
So upload like Sunday night or something.
Yeah, it won't take long at all to edit this right here.
Yeah.
It's not going to take. All right, everybody. Hopefully, all of you have a wonderful evening, a great start to your week. If you are new,
subscribe to our YouTube channel, Opposite Still Attracts.
comments, like the video, share it.
Follow, what it says, subscribe, like, and share, and comment.
Yeah, comment. We want comments. We definitely
more comments. Like, let us know in the comments, like, what, what topics that y'all want us to. I mean, we have up for topics, so
yeah,
leave it in the comments.
Yeah. Let us know, and we definitely will. We'll write it down and put it on the list of other things that we have planned as well for the channel. So, all right, everybody, y'all have a great one. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
Peace.